Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of the Chase and 8 podcast, where we will be discussing the commitment of five-star Michael Fasusi, going over the week 0 matchups, and then we will wrap up with talking about the new tailgate rules for Norman, for game days in Norman. I'm your host, TJ Mullins. I'm here with my co-host, Ryan Mullins and Alex Poston. Fellas, thank y'all for joining. It's going to be a hell of a night.
It's a pleasure, man, to be here.
It's a blessing.
All right, let's just jump right into it. Fellas, we got him. We got him. Billy went into the state of Texas and got a 5-star offensive tackle. The third one in the history of Oklahoma. Now, I know there was some stuff said earlier. We got a group chat. There was some stuff said. So I'm just going to open the floor. Ryan, all right. Tell me your thoughts on Michael Fasusi. What does this mean for the University of Oklahoma? Not just in the class of 2025, but momentum-wise into the season and the class of 2026.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you just said it right there. I mean, pulling off a win like that over Texas, over A&M, two of SEC schools that
The big dogs.
you're now compete. Well, we are, always against Texas, but now A&M, and just to win him over those type of schools. I mean, something we have not done very often. I mean, like you said, 3 5-star linemen, and since Billy's been here.
Yep.
And still he has what? How many linemen in the NFL?
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's been insane. It's been a crazy thing to watch. Really, what he's been able to do with 3 stars, 4 stars, and even like JUCO dudes. I mean, no name guys. Really, it's unprecedented. It really is. It was a big day for the University of Oklahoma program yesterday. Went to sleep happy, man. I mean, it was a great day. Alex, I'm going to ask you this, man. Because I know you had some thoughts. Like I said earlier this week in the group chat, talking about the class as a whole. So if Fasusi is the last commit of the class, what do you think it does? It's a nice cherry on top to an already very solid class.
Well, I think, man, getting him in this class it's going to be huge for us. Like I said in the group text, I think we got to land this guy. And, if we win 10 games, that's amazing, right? I do think if we win 10 games or even 9 games, I think that definitely helps boost our recruiting class in the next years to come. But,
yeah,
I think the biggest thing we really need to look at is, can we make the playoffs? I think every player wants to come into college and be like, okay, I want to play for a team that's going to play for a championship. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
I think it all comes down, got to win 8 to 10 games. I would feel more comfortable if we won 10 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Would want that.
I agree because I think with recruiting, it's that narrow road of what does it look like on the field. The product matters at the end of the day, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a weird time right now because you have NIL, you've got the Soul Mission, which is a part of the University of Oklahoma, and it's a big part of the recruiting. But the product matters. You got to win the football games, and that's what I think. That's why Bill, man, he's so good because he can point to so many guys that he's put into the NFL, and I just saw a thing from PFF yesterday. Tyler Guyton and Walter Rouse. Tyler Guyton and Walter
Rouse, yeah.
Both are the highest graded rookies of the preseason. I mean, the dude's a stud. He's a stud. People are going to talk about him, say he can't recruit. That's out the window now.
Yeah.
He got his 5-star, and I just huge day for the University of Oklahoma. And so, what I wanted to go next with this, I want to stay on recruiting because we were just talking about it this morning. On3 puts out their top 25. The University of Oklahoma is 15th in On3. And then we start looking at other ones. Number 8 and 247. What was it? What was it, Ryan? Like number 6 in
5 in rivals.
5 in rivals. How is that possible? I mean, I just the recruiting services, man. They're starting to get to a point where I can't help but think it's a scam.
Right. Well, I think I said the last pod we did because you brought up a 5-star quarterback from some team, I don't remember where, and I said, hey, OU knows stars don't mean much around here. Uh, we've had multiple 5-stars that highly touted, everybody want them, and then they don't do much. So, yeah, I mean, Billy is a prime example of taking that 3-star, that 4-star, the guys
100%.
that, nobody made, a lot of teams didn't want, and turning them, they're making millions of dollars into the NFL right now. So, I mean, they all look at different, they all want their money, right? They all want
That's
people
all.
to,
Hey, you
yeah,
said it, man. Hey, you said it. I didn't say it. All right.
right,
Who wants to get paid, man?
yeah.
100%. Yeah. And
So, look,
it's mind blowing to me though how there could be so much difference between each one, you know, and
right,
and to Alex's point, winning football games matters, and putting together top recruiting classes matter as well. It a lot of people you got to have talent though, man. You got to have talent, especially going into the conference that we're about to with. I think Alabama. I was looking today. Alabama got like 6 5-stars.
Yeah,
It's gonna
crazy.
be
It's either
it's
6 or
crazy.
7.
Right, 6 or 7 5-stars, man. It's gonna be a tough road ahead of
That's what
us.
I'm saying, man. If, like I said, you see how they won all these games, they're getting all these 5-star recruits.
Yep.
Telling you, man, if OU goes into the SEC this year, I'll even go out and say if they get 9 wins, that's going to boost the recruiting class for the years to come. It's going to be a crazy change.
Because I think we get in the playoff with 9 wins.
You said what?
I think we get in the playoff with 9 wins.
Oh, for
So,
sure. I think we get in the playoffs with 8. 8 and what is it? 4? Would that be 8 and 4?
That's a stretch, man. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at. But I think
it kind of depends on what it looks like. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
On who you beat. We could, if you go, what is that, 4 and 4 in that conference, but if you beat the lower 4 and then, lose to the higher 4, you most likely not going to get in there. But if we can win one of those tough games on the road,
Yep.
they can't keep us out, I don't think.
Yeah.
8 and 4 would be tough to get in, but
Yeah.
I mean, almost guaranteed.
We'll be right there.
3.
I don't think we get in at 8 and 4, but we would be right there though with our schedule.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, it depends on which 4 did you lose and which 8 did you win.
Exactly.
Yeah. For
Depending
sure.
on that strength of schedule and everybody's.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Which we're gonna have it. I mean,
Absolutely.
if we don't have the hardest, we have number 2. That I mean,
It's up
so
there.
it's gonna be a grind, But having guys like Michael Fasusi in the program, and you got Peyton Bowen, you got Jackson Arnold, you got PJ, the 5-star guys that are they're the base of what you're trying to do, and I think with Brent, especially in the trenches, the 5 right, and for me, I think getting a 5-star offensive lineman or defensive lineman, it's a little bit different because that's where, like you just said, it's where it's won. In with our previous coach, we got a lot of 5-star wide receivers. Like the quarterbacks were nice, but we didn't get it where it mattered. And that's what I love about this staff is they're going in and they're getting the 5-stars where it's won, especially in the SEC.
Yep. It's all in the trenches, man. It's one up front, both sides of the ball.
Yep. And
Absolutely.
so that's what I like. That's what I like to see. I like to see 5-star offensive linemen. I like to see 5-star defensive linemen. Like getting David Stone last year, it was just huge.
Huge. Shoot, even going back to PJ was huge.
Yep. Because he was really what kicked it off.
You think about the past 5-10 years, we had, or maybe not 10, that might be a stretch, but like 5 to 7 years, we haven't got any 5-star recruiting on defense. I don't think.
Yeah.
I might
No,
probably miss one here or there, but like you said, it's
man,
all been
I think
offense.
Buki was a 5-star.
Well,
Hey, come on, man. Hey,
I'm 4 more, but hey.
Yeah. You know how it goes, bro. You know how it goes. Hey, but that's what I was saying, though. It just the skill positions for me. There's so many guys out there that are just so talented. And
Yeah.
there's those outliers, 5-stars, where I mean they're incredible. Like the dude that USC actually has right now, I don't even know the Zachariah Branch, I think is his name.
Stud.
Absolute dog.
He's
Absolute
electric.
dog.
Oh yeah,
absolute dog.
Closest thing to Reggie Bush.
That guy's different.
He's a stud,
but
bro.
we
Seen
had
him
so
on
many
NCAA 25. He's a beast.
beast. But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like we were, and that's why we were good because we had those. And in the Big 12, we really didn't have to win in the trenches, and we didn't have to get those 5-star offensive and defensive linemen. We could be fine in the Big 12, but the conference we're going into right now, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Right.
But yeah, so where I want to go now, and Ryan, I want to ask you this. So, if Michael Fasusi is the last recruit of the 2025 class, looking at it as a whole, how do you feel about the class, in general?
I think it's phenomenal. I think it's definitely built around the offensive lineman. You have him, you have Ryan, Fiji, Bojay,
OJ.
A couple guards in there that are top 300.
Darius Afalava, stud.
But yeah, overall, it's built around the offensive line. But you have studs at receiver.
Yep.
Right. You got the in-state kid, defensive end.
Yep.
That's he's a top 100 player. So if you want to look at like rankings and, dude's a stud.
CJ Nixon.
Absolutely.
I think he's ranked 74th or something like that.
Yep.
Depending on what site you look at, which one you pay, know.
It's all, yeah.
Well, he's a stud. He's a stud.
He's a stud, man. We have, you look at Brent Venables' last 3 recruiting classes compared to Lincoln Riley's best. BB's every year has been.
Every year.
Because it's all around. It's not, you're getting wide receiver, quarterback, defensive, Now we're getting 5-star ends and defensive tackles. Linebackers are going to be coming, I promise you. That man's a dog when it comes to linebackers. So we're going to be getting some 5-star linebackers soon. We're OU's going to be back to the Bob Stoops era, back to being dominant on the defensive side of the ball. And we've already seen that. We've already taken steps. We're getting the talent that we need to go there. So this class here, it's phenomenal. You're going to be 5 in rivals. I don't think we're done yet. I think we get 1 or 2 more players. I really do.
Yeah.
That's what BB does. There'll always be that little sneaky, guy that decommits like about this time, and then he just comes in right behind him and gets a commitment. And I agree with you. And I think the one guy that really needs to get shout out on the staff, Brandon Hall is an absolute savage recruiter, man.
He really is.
The safety room is just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I mean, the dude, the guy from Arkansas, I'm blanking on his name right now, but he's almost a 5-star. He's like the number 3 safety in the country.
Omari Robinson or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's the number 3 safety right now.
He is.
He just got bumped up, yeah.
Yep. He's a stud. Absolute stud. So listening to the breakdown with Gabe and Teddy talking about how the next 4 to 5 years we could have the best safety room in the entire country.
For sure.
I'm looking at just the direction we're heading as a program now is just so much different, man. I love it. Just like Ryan said, getting back to being a defensive minded football team. It feels good, man. Because I hated watching those 60 to 57. Those games where it's just like, it's going to be a shootout, man. I hated it. But
It was fun watching, but
it was fun watching it.
nerve wracking
100%
at the
it
end.
was, man. It was electric, but God, I'd much rather have the defensive shootout.
Yeah.
Alex, so you touched on it earlier, talking about what does it mean to put together a top 5 recruiting class to you? Because I know in your head, I know how you feel about a top 5 recruiting class, and you're saying we got to start stacking them, right? We got to start stacking them. We've got 3 good ones back to back to back.
Right.
But if we finish in the top 5, where does that set us up moving forward into the 2026 class?
Man, one thing I really want to point out is if you look at it, man, the size, we have not been this big all around. You know what I mean? On defense, we used to be safeties, cornerbacks used to be 5'8", 5'9", 10,
Going up against
140,
6'5" wide
160
receivers.
pounds. Now we got guys out there 6 foot, 6'2", 180, 200. You know what I mean? Like that right there is just you see when Georgia and Alabama when they're winning it, you see guys like Derrick Henry, Jalen Carter. They're 6'8", 320 pounds.
Just
We got
massive.
we got guys going against them. Not even close to that.
Yeah.
So I think like you said, top 5 recruiting class. You start getting wins. You start seeing the schedule, strength of schedule goes up. You know what I mean? OU's not really worried about anybody we play. Oklahoma's going to be Oklahoma at the end of the day. We're going to bring that. We're going to bring it every game we got. But yeah, man, if you can get recruiting like how BV's done it the past 3 years, you'll see us in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
We're not here to we'll be here to stay. We're not here to, like what did Colin say, we're gonna be the next Nebraska. That ain't happening.
Yeah. No,
not anytime soon. Not while I'm alive, I tell you that much.
You see, we ain't even gonna go down that. We ain't even gonna go down that rabbit hole, man. You go fire me up, all right? But
hey, I got goosebumps, man.
Yeah. So what we can all agree on, though, for that to happen, for Bill to go into the heart of Texas, man, and get Michael Fasusi's commitment, just huge. It's a huge day for the program.
For sure.
Absolutely. So yeah, like we talked about game changers last pod, right?
Oh yeah.
I think maybe this could be considered a huge game changer.
Yep.
It's just momentum. It's momentum, man.
Right.
And they're already working on Andrew Babalola. What's his name? Babalola. Yeah. So I mean, that's 1 5-star to another 5-star. Why not? That's what he talked about. He talked about only reason why he committed because he wants to be developed by the best. Not about money. So.
And if you have those 2 schools, if it's OU, Texas, and Texas A&M, I could promise you OU is probably number 3 in that.
100%.
So
100%.
That just goes to show you how much trust he had in Bill to actually make that step and to to give his pledge.
Right.
But
numbers don't lie, man.
I'm so fired up for it. I'm not even gonna lie to you though. I had to see it happen because we've been there so many times with those 2 schools. It's been those 2 schools, man. Especially Texas A&M. They find a way to drop that bag and to get the 5-star guy that that everybody's putting in the crystal balls for. We saw it with David Higgs, DJ Hicks saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to see it happen. But I'm glad it did. Just I can't even put into words how big it is for the program. But yeah, man, just got to keep stacking those classes, and we'll see that record just keep getting better and better and better.
And us being in the SEC is the best thing possible.
It is. It's been a game changer for recruiting.
It's gonna do
it. You want that type of player, right? Yeah. That's not about the bag right now. Now they all need to get paid to a certain point in today's game, but you would rather a player that's coming because of the coach and development, and not only as a player but as a man. And I think that's one thing BV and his staff 100% different than our last coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's very personal. He cares about his players, and he doesn't want to just send you on to make, in the NFL career. He wants to develop you as a man, so you have a life after football, and that's somebody that I would send my son to go play for.
Sure.
Yep. The sole mission's it's a huge part of the recruiting pitch.
I think
You
it's
come
crazy,
in,
man. It's blowing
yeah,
up
you
too.
come in, and then you like you said, you not only get developed by the best coaches, but you get developed as a man, as a human being, and it's really. I feel like a lot of schools aren't going that route, and I prefer it, if I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, could we drop the bag, like, or the quote unquote the bag, and get all the best recruits? We could. We see it happen, but it just the culture doesn't get built like it has at Oklahoma, and I think they're going the right direction.
Right. No, I agree 100%. It's
Well,
definitely helped the recruiting process in a lot of
yeah,
people's, recruiting process. So I don't know.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, so that's the big recruiting news of the week. Can't just man, you just can't get enough of the like you said, Alex, the bigger, the faster, the more talented players, man. You got
Got
to
to,
have them
man.
in your ball club. So,
Got to adapt
but
with everybody. You can't just be
yep,
stuck in your old ways, man.
yep. So
You gotta get
hopefully,
that defense. That defense got to get going. Defense wins
yep,
championships, man.
yep.
We already saw it. We saw it for what, 7 years? You can hang 65. But you're gonna
All
lose
you want,
65, 67, 68. They ain't getting you
absolutely,
much.
man. Yeah, and I think we just got to keep it going, keep that momentum going into the class of 2026, and I think it's just gonna do so much good for the program, man.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna switch it up. Okay, we're gonna talk about week 0. We have football this week, fellas.
Mm-hmm. 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 Can't wait.
It's time. It is here. It is going to be like Christmas morning on Saturday, baby. When we wake up to college game day, and we got football, and so we're gonna talk about them real quick. And the one we're gonna start off with, and I think we have to, of course, is Florida State, Georgia Tech. Florida State coming in, I think it's a 10.5 favorite. Ryan, what do you think about it? Do you taking that?
I'm taking Georgia Tech plus 10.5.
Dang. Okay. I like that. We addressed
Now,
it a little bit on the first pod.
right, right.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost a lot. Now, they're talented, 100%, and that's a good coach down there. But I think Georgia Tech's a sound team. They run a difficult offense for somebody. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored. They have a sound defense.
Don't they run the spread now?
Yeah,
They
they
do.
changed it up,
They
but they
changed.
also I would expect them to kind of do it differently than everybody else because they're not just going to go,
That
be
trip off.
Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley. You know
Toe
what
to
I mean?
toe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I expect them to have struggles with that new offense and maybe lean on some triple options, some I don't know
Oh, I like it.
stuff that they did in the past.
I like
Where's
that.
the game at?
It's in Ireland,
Where?
Ireland.
Dublin.
Oh yeah. Take the 10.5, Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Honestly,
don't know.
yeah.
I mean, I would. I would definitely take the under. I don't know. I haven't looked yet of the over and under, but I would definitely be taking the under.
For me, though, I think I would hate it if I was a Florida State fan opening up with a conference opponent.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, dude, that's tough, man. That's
In
tough.
Dublin? That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
yeah, it's a tough
ugly.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they
Boys
don't.
ain't gonna show up be ready to play. We'll be
No.
out there drinking
That's
Irish
I
beer.
agree. That's exact, dude, and that's what. So they don't have. They're playing on a soccer field, okay, and we've seen it. All the games that go over there, man. It's the footing, it ain't. It's not how it is here, and people get hurt, man. And I love those games. I love. I'd feel good about OU doing one year, but I want them to be be careful, man, because dude, because what really, how many fans are going to travel there? You think?
Not many.
I
Not
mean,
many.
I don't.
I
Florida
mean,
State travels well.
Florida State, I
That's-
bet. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, no.
Georgia Tech. Like, let's just be honest.
Right. Probably not very many of them.
So it's like, dude, I don't know what the appeal is
Man,
for these
I'm
games.
going to
You know what I'm
disagree
saying?
with you.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking
I
about it.
like that.
Now I'm thinking about it. I'm taking that Florida State 10.5.
I don't
I
blame you.
that Georgia Tech
I'll
was a
take your money all day long. Son.
Oh, dang. That's crazy, man. Listen,
Yeah,
Georgia Tech last year was a good football team. Or not. I'm borderline good. They were okay.
They're solid.
Yeah.
They were solid.
I just think DJ Ungalaye, whatever his name is, I think he's going to come back. What is this, his third year? Got kicked out of
That's a
Clemson,
different team.
pretty much got ran out of there.
It seems like
he was a great quarterback out of high school. He was good. I'm not going to say great. He was a good quarterback. I thought he could have played a lot better at Clemson, but I think this is kind of his little revenge year. Not really, not saying he's going to go win a national championship, but I think he'll, shine a little bit in some of these lower level games.
I think he struggles.
Oh, nice.
In this game specifically.
Yeah. First game, new team. Yeah. I can see that. I can see it going both ways, man. I really do.
The environment, it's like for the first game of the season, you want the environment to just like to set the tone, and you go over to a place like that, and I can't imagine it's going to be very live. It'll be, just like another deal.
Yeah.
Well, one thing you have to look at, and I'm not a soccer fan, so I don't know if soccer's going on over there at this moment, but I would figure people overseas love American football because they don't have it, but I'm sure they watch it. I've never been over there, but so I don't know. Maybe maybe people are wanting it over there and will fill the stadium, and that's why they keep going back. I mean,
yeah, could be. You see it with the NFL games. They get super rowdy for the NFL games that go over there.
No, they do.
I'm not sure about the college. Yeah, I'm just not sure about the college games though. Because they're so specific to like, I don't know. I guess you're the general population that's like Georgia Tech. All the fans are probably from like Georgia. So it's like I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe they do. The local community get behind them. So
I don't know why they would choose that game to take over there. Out of all of them.
Yeah, that's a weird game.
Yeah. But it'll be the best game on the slate. And to open up college football, man, I don't care who playing. I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
So. And then the next game that I wanted to get to, it's Montana State at New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Montana State coming in the number 4 ranked FCS team in the country. Alex, do we have the first FCS win over an FBS team this season in week 0?
You know what I'm gonna say.
Let's hear
it.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Put your money on it.
All right. Okay. What do you think, Ryan? You think Montana State gets it done?
No. I don't. I think New Mexico pulls it out. Being at home, I do think that I know they probably don't have a big following over at New Mexico, but I do think it gets a little rowdy. And I think it's a high scoring game, so whatever the over.
Yeah,
take the over.
I haven't looked at it. I was going to do that probably tomorrow, but
yeah,
man, yeah, the slate in general, it's kind of. I mean, it's not anything to to get all super hyped up about, but it's just college football and it's here and it's the kickoff. So, it's still cool. But
Mm-hmm.
because then the next one is SMU or Nevada at SMU. And I mean, I think they've got SMU as like a 24.5, I think, point favorite. And last year we saw SMU up front, up close, and they were a pretty stout
Just play
football.
hard.
Yeah, they're a pretty stout football team.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
expect them to be better this year.
Yeah, I do too.
well, you would think
Yeah.
going into a new conference too.
They got a lot of guys back too, I believe.
Yeah.
Going
The
to
team
the
last year,
SEC.
team last year was pretty tough.
Yeah,
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 well,
they had some good players, man.
What was their score? What was their score last year? You
It
remember?
was low scoring. It was super low scoring, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I think it was like 21-10 or something like that.
something like that. But I mean, like I said, them boys play hard, man. They're coached well.
It was close at halftime. We might have it was tied or just maybe up a score or something like that. But
something like that.
Yeah,
they got new renovations out there too. Them boys ready to play. They're ready to play for something out there.
And I mean, we see it. We've seen it for 3 years, or 2 years now since joining the SEC. There's that you get that boost in recruiting joining a new conference, especially going up. And for them going into the ACC, dude, they're going to see a jump in recruiting, getting that Power 5, or I guess Power 4 now, Power 4 boost. So
100%, and don't forget they're one of the richest college.
That's what I'm saying. They just got new. They got a new something facility. I was down there a couple months ago, and they were adding on to it by the football stadium or by the football field.
Yep.
One of their suites, one of the big suites they're fixing and stuff like that. But it looks nice.
Sweet. So
they can drop a bag too on somebody
quick.
Oh, they'll be starting to do that. I can promise you now, because like I said, man, when they've never been able to, because like why would a 5-star go play in the American Conference? Like now that they're actually in the ACC, they can do it. They can do it, and they got the money for it, like you said, Ryan. So the week 0 slate, it's kind of like a tease into college football, but I'm here for it though, man. I'm excited. So next,
what about that Hawaii game?
Yeah,
stay up till 11.
I thought about bringing that up, but listen, I might not be up for it if I'm just gonna be honest.
Aloha.
I might be, starting about 11 o'clock.
Christopher's in Maui, so we got to.
But we'll have to tune into it.
I will not.
It's Hawaii.
I will not be tuning into it.
It's gosh, I don't
Hawaii
even know.
versus Murray State or
no,
Delaware State.
Delaware State or something like that. Yeah, that's
what conference are they in?
Who?
Delaware.
Shoot, your guess is as good as mine, brother.
No clue.
Come on down. Catch this L, bud, and sing you back.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I read the funniest story about them, though. I think it is Delaware State, because they missed the flight to Hawaii because they were having bus troubles, man. The whole team missed it. So,
oh, no.
I don't even know if they'll play the game anymore.
Somebody's going to get fired.
The game might have got canceled. I'm not even sure.
By the way, Hawaii is like a 50-point favorite. So.
Right. I wasn't even gonna talk about it.
Take the over.
Yeah, for sure. But so the next thing and the next topic that I want to talk about, man, it's been such a long time coming, and it's such an important aspect of game day in Norman. News came out, it's probably a month ago, a couple weeks ago, that there's been changes to the tailgate policy, and it's pretty much been completely revamped.
It's huge.
And it's huge. I mean, from what I can understand of it, pretty much anywhere on the campus is game. There's certain areas that'll be marked off, but I mean, it's pretty much just a pull up and post up kind of thing. From kind of what that's how it should be. That's how it
You
should
see
be,
how it was that Champions Walk was kind of weak for the past couple years.
dude. And it shouldn't be like that, man. That right there should be like the. I don't, it should like be such an energizing thing for the crowd to see the players walk in, and you just start getting chills, man. You just start feeling that buzz,
Oh yeah,
and like you said, dude, it's been so like down. And Ryan, when you were looking at it, what stood out to you the most? Like when we're talking about tailgating and we're talking about game day atmosphere in Norman, what stood out the most to you?
Well, what obviously, I mean, how much more there is now, like how much more people are going to be able to tailgate. And, I mean, how there's rules, but how simple they're making it. You don't have to do a whole lot. You can they have certain times you can come and claim and then put the stakes in. And all that. So as long as you're abiding by that, it's real easy. So I think the just how much more there will be, how much more space. We used to go all the time, and you would walk past a lot of grassy areas, right? And you're
Yep,
like, well, I could have thrown a tent right there. I mean,
perfect.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So now they're utilizing a lot of that area, and I think it's what OU needed to do to compete. It's such a beautiful campus.
yeah,
Um, so we already got that on our side, but to compete against these atmospheres and tailgating scenes in the SEC, they had to do something, and yeah, this was definitely a right step. I mean, it's a game
yeah,
changer for the fans for sure.
it is. I couldn't agree more. Yep, I couldn't agree more because I mean, from what I could gather, and just I've never been to an SEC football game. You know, I hope to see. I hope in the future to go to as many as I can. We do have somebody here that has been to an SEC football game at the University of Auburn, and Alex, man, I want you to kind of elaborate on because you've been to both. You've been to both. And I want you to elaborate on the differences that you have seen between Auburn and OU when it comes to game day atmosphere.
man. Just from my experience from playing baseball at Auburn, it was during football games, man. The environment out there is just crazy. Like they have the Tiger Walk, and compared it to the Champions Walk. The Champions Walk, I mean, there's a lot of people out there, but it's nothing like. It might be different now that we're everything's being changed and there's gonna be more
Correct.
people there.
Yeah,
But out there, man, it's just I can't even explain it. It's something that you got to see in person, and it kind of goes back to recruiting too. You got guys, you got guys going to Auburn. They have the Tiger Walk. Everybody meets in the corner on the big paw. Man, everybody gets tight. They start playing the fight song and everything like that. It's it's unreal. And so it's gonna be a nice little advantage in the recruiting process because kids want to come and see, before the game how everything works. You know what I mean?
for sure.
How excited the fans are. How like you got fans out there drinking some beers and stuff, but it's just gonna be being able to have all this room for fans to come in and stake claim and hang out with their friends and family and tailgate a little bit and have fun. That that energy is just going to be there. It's something we haven't had in a long time, and it's going to change. You're going to see a lot of recruits talking about how the Champions Walk is a lot different from years past.
Man, that's cool. That's so cool because it the word that comes to mind when I think of atmosphere and when I think of college football and when I think going on the road is hostile.
Mm-hmm.
Man, a hostile environment.
Oh yeah,
I want that to be what the University of Oklahoma is known for, man. You go on the road to Oklahoma, you that's the first game when the schedule comes out, you pick out we're going to OU week 7, you know, this is going to be a dogfight. Just stuff like that, man. And I'm not saying it's not like that, but I don't think there's schools on the schedule right now where they're looking at OU like man, I don't want to go there. But I think we can get there, though. I think we can get there.
We
And
definitely can, for sure.
yeah, yeah. And this is the first step. This was the first step of taking, that leap of getting there. Because now what we have to address is stuff inside the stadium, and that's a totally different discussion. But
Right.
pregame and you know getting your mind right going into the stadium to just bring it. That's being a fan, man. That's your job, is just to bring that energy, bring that emotion, and
Mhm.
just to make the other team feel you.
Yep.
You want the other team to be like looking around like, man, I don't know if we're gonna make it out of here, because
I
when
promise you got some OU fans will reach down there and grab your jersey off if you're not careful.
that's hey, and I want that's how I want it, dude. Because
Yeah.
when OU, oh Ryan, I'll ask you this first before anything. When the schedule came out, right, and we saw where we were going, and we saw who we were going to play, and we saw, the SEC matchups. Who was the first school that popped out to you, and you in your mind you're like, man, that ain't going to be fun? What was the game?
LSU.
LSU. Thank you for saying that, because it was all of us. It was all of us. The entire fan base. They saw going to Death Valley, and they're like, man, I don't know if I want any part of that. It's like
Might stay
that's
home
what I
for that
want
one.
for the University of Oklahoma. That's what I want for the University of Oklahoma, man. I want people to be like, this is gonna be crazy, But y'all are actually y'all are going. Y'all are gonna go to Auburn this year,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear the feedback, and
Yeah.
just to see the difference, to see what stands out and what can be changed in Norman. Because I think
Man,
there's some stuff that's got to change, and we all know that. And it's just
it's just the fan base, man. The
that's
SEC
it, dude.
country is just different, bro.
And we'll get there.
It's
We'll
a
get
different beast. Something
there.
that we're not used to. You know what I mean? Every SEC game you look at, I mean, it's usually a top 15, top 10, top 5 teams playing. You look at where we just came from, you top 23, top 20, you know what I mean? Those are the
Yeah.
games we're playing. That's what we're
Yeah.
used to,
Right.
right? So then when you get these SEC games, you're going into a hostile environment. Everywhere you go, you got the cowbells and Mississippi State. Don't let those. That's not an easy game neither. You get them things ringing all game. Hey, you're not gonna like it.
I mean, it's nice, dude.
You go to South Carolina, you got the rooster. Oh, hey, cock-a-doodle-doo. All
Oh
game.
no,
Nobody's
man,
gonna like
that's
it. Oh no, it's just a different. This SEC, man, it's just a cool. Everybody brings it.
Yep.
From the fans to the players to coaches. It's just totally different. But it's something that it's going to benefit OU in the long run for sure.
Yep. And you got to step up to the plate as a fan
We will.
base.
I think we
Yeah,
will.
we talked about that last time a little bit, T, where I think our like to your point, Alex, fan base is a little more traditional,
For sure.
right? A little older, been going on, a long time. They're
Yep.
just there to watch the game, not necessarily. They cheer, hey, but it's not that passion, that energy, that
Yep.
emotion,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
That's what we need to take it to the next level. Now, OU University is doing everything it can. They closed the stadium off. Now it's added the lights that blink and go black.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, now you can tailgate and get real ready in pretty much, anywhere there's grass.
Right.
I mean,
that's
so
huge.
now like Alex said, it's just the fan base, and I mean, that's going to be a struggle because OU is traditional, and a lot of those people probably have been a season ticket holder for a long time.
Yep.
So I don't know. We can get there, and I'm not saying those people need to stay home. Kind of
Necessarily. Necessarily. But
yeah, that's what's I think a little different from coming to Norman compared to going to an LSU,
Right.
an Auburn.
I think our fan base can definitely make a change, and we have one of the rowdiest, especially on social media, OU fans are one of the rowdiest on social media. So if you bring that to the games, I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So here's the last thing that I want to touch on before we wrap this sucker up. Ryan, man, you have been you're one of the guys that have been on the front line for this to bring back, the beat. We're gonna beat the hell out of you, chant. You've been on that for a while now, and you've been like, dude, we got to bring it back, man. It was so cool. And the rumor is coming back. That's what the rumor is, and Ryan, what does it mean to you for if that chant does come back? What would it mean to take it to the next level?
Well, what we're talking about is changing the atmosphere, and that's
Right.
one of the ways you do it.
Right.
I mean, we all seen the video around on Twitter of back in the day when everybody's just pointing, saying we're going to beat the hell out of you. That's that's intimidating. That's that type of atmosphere that we
That's what I
need.
was saying. That's
So,
what I was saying.
I mean, yeah, that song. I mean, that if that is back, I mean, if I'm not in the stadium, I'll be running through a wall at my house.
Sure.
Or, I mean,
You've been there many times.
Bring
yeah,
back the 2000 vibes.
right.
Yep.
Those are good days.
Yes. So,
Yep.
I mean, that song is phenomenal. It gets the fan engaged.
Yeah.
So that's huge if it is back.
Yep. Yep. I think all three of us have seen it on social media floating around, and just, gosh, man, like you said, Ryan, it's stuff like that, dude, that just, when I said you want to make the other team feel you, man, like, that's it. When there's 85,000 fans pointing right at your sideline saying we're gonna beat the hell out of you, it's like you just start looking around like, oh, dang, dude, like, this is crazy,
talking
man.
to me, bud?
You talking to me? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's stuff like that that's gonna take us to the next level. And
especially in those night games. What do y'all think about those later kickoffs?
which Alex, you brought up the lights, man. The lights it was a cool deal, Now it's about finding that. Ryan, we were talking about it. I feel like each SEC school, and even some schools around the country, they have their song, right? Wisconsin's got Jump Around. South Carolina, they've got I'm blanking on the name of the song, but it's like the EDM song right before first kick. Alabama's got Dixieland Delight.
Virginia Tech's
got Inner Sandman, right? And to me,
I think Auburn's got Swag Surf or something like that.
Okay, see that's what I'm saying. We gotta find. I think that's next in the process is finding either the pre-kick, pre-first kick song, or going into
it's going to be a Toby Keith song.
It's going to be a Toby song.
It's got to be.
It's got to be a Toby song. Yeah,
it's going to be. It's going to be a Toby song.
I agree. I think you got to go Toby.
Only right.
It's
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
But which one?
Yeah, that's the question. Yeah, that's the question for sure. So
leave a comment in the.
Tell us which Toby song you think it'll be, and if it ain't Toby, let us know. What's a song that you think going into the fourth quarter, when everybody raising up the 4, going into the fourth quarter, what's the song that is going to set the tone? I've got some in my head, but I don't know if they're appropriate, for the more traditional crowd. So. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all joining.
Appreciate you having
us. Sharing your thoughts, sharing your opinions. Before we wrap it up, Ryan, any final thoughts, final opinions you want to get in before we wrap this sucker up?
I can't wait till Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
2 days.
Wake up Saturday and get to watch a little football. No matter the teams, like you said, college football is back. This means OU's one step closer to stepping on the field, baby.
Yep.
That's right. Oh, and did I? I don't think I mentioned we about a week away. A week away tomorrow from the Sooners. Team 130 kicking the sucker off. Fired up. Alex, any last thoughts? Any last suggestions, opinions you want to get in before we wrap it up, man?
I'm gonna give you guys a bold prediction.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be 38-14. First game.
38-14. They score 14 points, Temple? They better not.
You never know. Might do a little pick six. Hey, I've heard that Jackson ain't been playing that good.
Whoa.
Well,
Okay.
we
Let
got
me
to get
tell you
off of
now.
this
Hold on.
thing
Before we
now.
go any further,
I'm
I'm
just
telling you
kidding.
right
But
now, if
hey,
that's the
you
final
never
score of that
know.
football game, I am gonna get on here on Sunday when we talk about it. I ain't gonna be a happy camp. Okay.
Yeah.
We might have to put the explicits because that is not gonna be good, man. Okay. Not gonna be good. I'm hoping that you're wrong. With respect, but I hope you're wrong. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you tuning in. Um, like I said, 1 week away from Team 130 kicking it off, man. Hey, Boomer,
Sooner.
soon. Let's do it. Yes, sir. All right.
That's right, baby.
So episode 3 will be airing on Sunday. After we'll be it's game week, so we'll be talking game week, Team 130, what we think gonna happen.
Depth chart should be out.
Depth chart should be out by then, so we'll be breaking that down. Maybe talking about the defense, special teams, stuff like that. And then so then we'll do another one, actually previewing Temple, that matchup, and then man, and then on Friday we'll kick it off, and then we'll do one to talk about the football game, man. So just be on the lookout for episode 3, and we'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you guys.